Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show. We are joined by our friend, our founder and creator of Nobelia.org, the Way-of-Impeccability and Moreness-Project. He's here as an author, poet, and another new author. We're going to talk about the book too again. And
Yes.
he's really helping people change so many people's lives. And along with his cohort, Bina Sid, I'm so thankful and honored to have them back here. Go to Nobelia.org
Yes.
and to start. But in the meantime, focus in on this conversation today. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are we?
I, I like that, Bina. I hope you heard too that you're now a cohort as well as a co-host.
Yay!
Brilliant, brilliant. I love that. I love that.
Well,
Co-conspirator
Hello.
as well.
Thank you.
yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, yes. Good morning, still. Good
Oh,
morning,
yes.
and good morning, everybody. Yes, we are very
Good
happy to
morning.
be here. And yes, we have Ask Biella, the book Ask Biella, Question Answered, book one is on pre-order on Amazon. So that's exciting. We spoke about that last week. And we'll talk about it more as we get closer to the launch date, which is on December 3rd. What are
Ooh.
we talking about today? We have something on. Oh, look behind Bina there. See, that's book two.
Ooh.
That's book two. Yeah, yeah, right
Yes.
behind Bina's shoulder there. Bina, point to it. Point to it. There we go. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
So book three will be there soon. I have some advanced copies, and I'll be sending them to Bina so that she can put it up there behind her. Might as well a little bit, have fun. But anyway,
Awesome.
so what we were sharing today, and something happened, right, Bina? Something happened. This was like
Yes.
a little
Something
bit more
exciting
than
happened.
yeah, it's a little bit more than a week ago. It was my birthday, and I get
Happy.
lots and lots of wishes on Facebook, and so I always respond to all the wishes because I really appreciate them very much. And people say very nice things, and they're very kind, and they're very nice, and my friends are very supportive. So it was great. So I made a post also to say thank you very much to all my Moreness friends. That's how I worded the post. And I was just saying thank you, just doing my thing, just being me. And then the next day, one of the friends who had wished me had seen the post because I put a nice image from the book. I used it for the post, just an image of a male figure, and they kind of in a very appreciative repose form. It's a very artistic picture.
Okay.
Actually, I'll show it as well. Might as well, yeah. So um, I can. I pulled it up for just this reason,
Sure.
so that I would have it available. Just forgetting which window I put it into. I know it's one of them. I got so many
It's
windows
a very
open.
beautiful, beautiful post.
Yeah,
Yes.
Beautiful.
yeah. Anyway, here we go. Here we go. So I was and so she the one of the Facebook friends saw the post because there was some reaction to the post itself. Some of my friends said, "Oh, where's this picture from, and how did it come?" Then I had to explain, yes, this is the art for the book, and I
Uh-huh.
created this art. And one of my friends who is an artist, she was asking about it. At any rate, so there we go. There's the picture.
Yay.
There's the picture. Yeah. So you see, it's a very powerful picture,
Awesome.
right? Uh, Whoever's calling, I'm busy. You gotta call me back some other time. Right? How do I end it? There we go. I so seldom get calls on my phone because I do everything over the internet. So very rare that I actually get a real call unless they just, spam or whatever. All right. Anyway, so this was the post, and I said thank you to all my Moreness friends. So one of the friends came to the post, and then they saw. I haven't seen this feature yet, but it's a new thing that Facebook is testing with their
Oh.
Meta AI, and and Meta AI it gives you like what is Moreness friends in this case. It gives you more information about whatever it is you want to query the post, like, see what it's about. So she said she followed the prompts, and it said, okay, what are Mona's friends? And this is what she got. How do I get out of this one now? Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know.
Well, I made a whole post. Yeah.
Okay, wait.
There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, see, I clicked on this to make it big.
Okay, there we go.
So she said, this is what happened. Oh my goodness. So I saw your post on Moreness and was going to comment. Saw the AI prompts. This is how it went. So she asked AI now, right? What's going on here? And AI said to her, Mourners friends. It seems like mourners friends is a term of endearment and appreciation used by the author, Syl Sabastian, to address his community of supporters and friends. In the context of the post, Syl is expressing gratitude to his mourners friends for their well wishes and support. The term likely represents a deeper connection and shared values among like-minded individuals who resonate, very important word, who resonate with Syl's philosophical writings and perspectives. I thought, man, AI, you just did a fabulous job there. Isn't that really awesome? I don't use AI for my writing, but I use it. I write reviews and stuff like that, as part of what I do. And when I do that, like on product and stuff, because I buy and sell stuff. So when I do the reviews for that, and I use AI for that. So I'm familiar with AI. And AI is not the most accurate. Yes, they more or less get it right, maybe 70, 80%, somewhere around there. But this was very, very accurate. To use a word like resonate, that's something I use very particularly. So it's pulled it from what I did. So I was very impressed with this. So then my friend sent this to me. Well, she sent me, I think, the first two. And I was like, wow. And so she kept going with it, right? And so now she asks the key question. Can you explain the concept of moreness? Now we talk about moreness a lot, right? In all the shows that we've done, we've spoken much about moreness, and moreness is a big deal. When Bina and I do our show, we're talking about when we do our lives, we're sharing moreness culture. The show we're going to do is going to be called the Moreness Show. So everything is packaged under this umbrella of moreness, way of impeccability, the whole nobelia and the new nobility, and capital H hearing. Everything comes under moreness, right? Even understanding the superiority paradigm as part of moreness, right? Even though it's a negative, still part of moreness. Because you need to understand that. Otherwise, you just, you get a bit lopsided and you get imbalanced and you can get vulnerable. So the AI prompted her in the previous one, and this is the question. Can you explain the concept of moreness? And AI says, the concept of moreness appears to be a unique philosophical idea developed by Syl Sabastian, the author. While I don't have direct access to Syl's definitive explanation, I'll provide an interpretation based on the context. Moreness seems to represent the idea that there is always more to life, more depth, more meaning, more connection, and more understanding available to us. It suggests that our experiences, relationships, and perspectives can be expanded, enriched, and elevated. And I'm like, yay, 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 look at the assonance there. Right?
Wow.
Isn't that something? It's so accurate. It's so well done. And for me, in my writing, when I like to use, or in this case, people typically call it alliteration, but it's technically actually assonance when it's with vowels. Alliteration is with consonants, right? So it goes with the three E's, right? Expanded, enriched, and elevated. This is something that I typically do. Just a thing that I like doing. I enjoy doing that. So I just thought, wow, that was really cool. I said, yes, AI, you get bonus points for for using the three E's there.
That is
Then
amazing.
it's really, really excellent. Because I've never written down specifically what moreness is. Because as we're going to see, and there's more to come, even in this magical, excellent explanation of moreness, there's still more to add. Right, Bina? Bina? You're muted.
Bina?
Absolutely.
There
There
you
we
Yes,
go.
go. There's
absolutely.
still more to add, right, Bina?
Yes,
There's still more. And that's the magic of
exactly.
moreness. And as Biella is so fond of saying, there's always more, right? So this is actually a fun
Yes.
thing. So Biella hangs out with her group of friends, comes to be known as the group, And they hang out on a regular basis and discuss all sorts of stuff. It's just part of what they do. And this is part of life on Nobelia. It's an oral culture, by the way,
Yeah.
deliberately. Even though they know all the technology and it's very sophisticated and they have access to it, they deliberately choose to be a primarily oral culture. And it's a very potent thing because when you are sharing things orally, you expressing yourself and you in that intimacy of personal one-on-one interaction, right? As very literally oral, not oral over the internet, so face to face, in other words. So they're outdoors most of the time, hanging out, lots of gardens. They love gardens, love nature. And in this sharing all the time, because it's an oral culture, you're always getting that direct feedback. And in order to disseminate ideas, when I share and I come up with, like for instance, the other day something new came for us. When we were talking about luck, yes, and we said, well, we're talking about deliberate
Yes.
luck, right?
Yes.
And I said, well, how can you have deliberate
Yes.
luck? Isn't luck by definition kind of random? No, part of Moreness culture is we understand that if you are living impeccably, you're reducing your chances of the unforeseen to a minimum, to that which you don't want, right?
Yeah.
Because you are being thorough, you're being conscientious, you're being deliberate, you're being scrupulous, and you're being careful, you're being sensible. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't take risks, of course, as appropriate, but you're also being sensible about your risk taking. So, of course, the sobriety, which is so key to impeccability, it reduces your risks. If you're
Yeah.
reducing your risks, what happens to your luck? Your chances of getting lucky just go way up, right?
Yeah.
So, luck favors the prepared and so on. And many, many quotes that signify this. But of course, when you are being scrupulous like this, plus, as a major point, the purpose of Way of Impeccability is, first of all, you start off with clarity of intent and you end off with attunement, right? If you're living in attunement, your luck is going through the roof. Why?
Yeah.
Because you're in tune with the universe, and the universe is going to bring you what you need. Yeah? And you
Uh,
may say, "Wow, that was lucky." No, it's no luck about it. This is what you need.
Yes.
That universe is bringing. You're in tune with it, and it gives you what is the most awesome for you, what you need to learn, what's right for you, what's good. It seems like luck, but it's not actually, because you've done everything to prepare yourself to now benefit from that which is going to benefit you the most. And when you understand that learning and play go together, those gifts of learning, when you seek them and you don't need to be forced to learn, you get them in play form. And play, learning, those are gifts. And what is a gift? But we see it as luck. So we can increase our deliberate luck quotient. All right, so I'm going off on a side tangent here, right? But that's just how Moreness is, right? When you're sharing. So I'm still making a point about on Nobelia, when they share with, now, let's say I bring this idea out into the group, and then the group goes, and of course they go mix with everybody else, because that's also part of, especially with the aspirants, you have to, if you want to, well, it's not so much an ambition to be a new noble. It's not an ambition at all. It's an aspiration. But also, everybody considers themselves perpetual aspirants, so they don't really pursue the thing with the new noble. It's more of a technical issue, but that's a long story. Anyway, so to be a new noble, though, you have to be personally recommended by at least 1,000 other new nobles. Which means if you're an aspirant, you've got to get to know at least 1,000 others, right? And that's quite an endeavor when you really think about it, right? I mean, that's going to take some time. So, but this is how the culture
Oh,
now
yes.
spreads.
Yes.
Yes. Now, anyway, so the point that I'm making is I'm trying to say how this expression of the always more comes and where it started, and there's a bit of fun to it. So anyway, so let's say Biella was explaining about the deliberate luck, and she'll have a big long explanation, and just it's sort of her habit, and she's very earnest when she gets into this, and then she'll share like the start of it, and say, "Oh, but there's more." So her
Wow.
friends
Yeah.
her friends picked up on this, and after a couple of times of this doing, they all kind of chorused, and they said, "There's always more." Right? They kind of chorus back to her whenever she says, "Oh, there's more," and then they like tease her, but oh, there's always more, and that's where this started. There's always more, and in the Moreness philosophy, when you understand, no matter how much you immersed in Moreness, There's always more. Also, on that point, see, now I'm saying there's a little more to moreness also. You say, wow, if you living and you involved in moreness and you seeking moreness for yourself, don't you perhaps run the risk of getting into that perpetual seeker mode? And
Yeah.
you know this. You've got friends who are into self-improvement, right? And
Yeah.
they buy every new self-improvement book and go to every new course and every new meme they soak up. But they're always seeking, 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 and they never actually take it in and apply it, right? And they're always in a state of never quite being satisfied with themselves because they always think they need to improve and change and grow, and right, which is a good thing, but they're never quite satisfied. Now,
Yes.
in moreness culture, one of the key expressions that come up is, and all aspirants are taught this right in the beginning, and well, at least it's shared with them, and they need to really take it in and make it their own so that they can truthfully and honestly, with the full depth of their being, say, I am enough, and, all caps, and I am also, all caps, also. So I am enough, and I am also more.
Ah,
Does that not apply to you, Jill?
I am. I am. Yes, I am more.
Bina, are you enough, and are you also more?
Bina?
Abs
There she is.
Absolutely, absolutely. So just want to ask you something.
Please.
Yes,
Now,
okay.
before you
Can you
ask,
guys hear me?
did you see what happened there, Jill?
What was
I
that?
asked this question with Bina, the pause when I asked that question. It's a very serious question. We've
It was
discussed this many, many times. But Bina, just her habit is to take it in and
delay.
think
Yep.
about it, right? To really have that power pause, to consider the question in the full weight of it. It's earnestly asked, earnestly answered. It's just the magic of how we do moreness. Right there, you see moreness, right? No, since we're talking about moreness.
Yeah.
Bina, your moreness question. We're listening.
Yes. Yes, because you were sharing a lot of fun stuff, but about the moreness and the AI, because
Yeah.
that was coming really like a surprise to me, because AI just not only give the appropriate answer to that, but also it brings so much precise vocabulary also, and we can
Yes.
see that in the long, of course, very responses. Why I'm emphasizing on that, because now it's been recognized as an official term, that it has been coined by Syl Sabastian, and now it is coming on the surface, because Syl's book is not available online right now in the fullest, but yes, few chapters and even that
It's available
has
as
been picked.
pre-order. Yeah.
And now we have also, because I was aware. Yes. But I was a reluctant one about the AI, that okay, how they are writing and all these would give some concerns.
Yeah.
But now we see that if you have something, you can write there, check it, the authenticity and everything, which is so wonderful. But still, my question about the moreness, and you mentioned the superiority paradigm. Are they opposite of each other? The superiority paradigm and the moreness paradigm.
That's a great question. They
Yeah.
have
Can you
oppositeness,
guys?
but I wouldn't say they are diametrically opposite. No, I wouldn't say so. Because
Okay.
within the superiority paradigm, it's not all negative. However, within moreness, it's pretty much all positive.
Interesting.
Right? So yes, there's some positivity
Yes.
within in the superiority paradigm. I mean, when we live in a paradigm, people still seek joy and fun. They just find fun in most fun is it involves being superior or dominant in some way. I mean, winning most games, right? You're making somebody else a loser. So your fun is at the expense of others. But there's still some fun, still some positive in there. It's just a compromised positivity. We don't think of it that way, but that's moreness. Whereas in moreness, it's all about sharing. Even you might even compete, but you're not going to be stressed or bothered. I mean, the idea in competing there is to push your own barriers, utilizing somebody else. So the joy lies in competing and pushing yourself and stretching and seeing where your boundaries are and surpassing those boundaries. That's the joy. So in competition, you want somebody who's better than you because to play always. So you almost always are in a situation where you're likely going to lose, but because you don't think win lose, you think compete. It's like agree disagree. In Moreness culture, those two words don't exist. It's always understand. See, so you throw that out, and you always get a positive. No matter what happens, you always get a positive. It's very powerful. So yeah, I wouldn't say they are opposites, but they are certainly very different. They are certainly very
But
different. Good question.
Yeah, and I apologize. I have a bad cold. So
and
No,
please,
it's
if
it's
a
you,
all
and
good.
it's a replacement.
I
It's
was
all
just
good.
about to sneeze.
Yeah, as long as your ears aren't blocked, it's all good.
I hear
I
you.
want to
I
read.
hear
I
you.
want to read a bit more from the post that I made about what
I'll
the
turn up
AI
my
said.
volume so I could really hear you, but I'm still fascinated by that
Yeah,
post that
yeah.
it picked that all up. Go ahead.
Right. So the AI continues. In essence, moreness might encompass
Okay.
and it says 5 points. And I'll read the 5 points and then go into detail. Point one: moreness might encompass depth, potential, connection, awareness, possibility. Wow. AI, you surpassing yourself. This is the level of depth that Bina and I apply. This is Nobelia level depth and discernment, right? Because awareness, discernment, understanding, ADU, leading to application. This is one of the core things that we do. But this is really giving that discernment, sophisticated discernment depth, right? And the first point, depth. There's more to discover, explore, and understand beyond surface level experiences. I mean, that's kind of a duh. But how often and how many of us actually make that effort to pursue that extra depth beyond surface level, right? We tend to live as a culture. We tend to live on the surface, right?
Yep.
And people know about depth, but, and there's almost a negative to depth, right? I
Yeah.
remember back in the day, Joel. Oh, that's too heavy, man. Remember that?
Yeah. Too heavy, man.
Come on, really? Well, I said, well, and a lot of times people say, I'm not ready for it yet. Oh, later. But that later never comes, right? They never get ready for it. Potential.
Yeah.
Human capacity for growth, learning, and self-improvement is vastly and largely untapped. This is, something Bina and I talk about all the time, right? This untappedness, to connect to it. Man, there's so much more
Yes.
that we don't even know. Our imaginations are so much limited. One of the expressions that we say all the time, the world does not work the way we think it does. Neither do we. Yeah, we don't work the way we think. There's more to us than we know, and we have to connect to that. Connection, meaningful relationships and community can provide a sense of belonging and shared understanding. This is what Nobelia-Living is all about. Moreness-Culture, connection, shared understanding, growing, leveraging off of each other. It's like, I hear you explain.
Yep.
Wow, wow, wow. And then your brain fires up my brain and all those nodes go and we become, each individual becomes a node in the community brain. Fantastic thing when that happens. You start feeding off each other. It's unbelievable. Awareness, point four,
It's
recognizing
amazing.
and
Amazing.
appreciating the complexity and richness of life.
Oh,
This is moreness. This is moreness. Bina and I talk about this all the time. Recognizing awareness, discernment, understanding. See, recognizing and appreciating the complexity and richness of life. There's so much moreness. We just need to tap into it, focus on it, connect to it. Instead of thinking unknown, think moreness. And suddenly you've got an infinity of extra in your life, right? Possibility, embracing the idea that life is full of possibilities. Exactly. Right?
aw.
I mean, the unknown is a possibility, but we see the unknown as a negative possibility. Mona says, wow, it's all this possibility, but it's positive. It makes all the difference. And then it goes on to say, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm watching the time. I'll go as long as we can.
Okay.
Syl Sabastian's philosophy, as reflected in his writing, encourages individuals to strive for moreness by cultivating awareness and self-awareness, embracing lifelong learning and personal growth, nurturing meaningful connections and community, exploring and appreciating the complexities of life. Not just exploring, but appreciating the complexities of life. By embracing moreness, individuals may be inspired to seek deeper understanding and meaning, develop empathy and compassion, foster resilience and adaptability. That's the whole philosophy of appropriateness, right? Foster resilience and adaptability. Cultivate a sense of wonder and curiosity. That sophisticated innocence that we talk about on Nobelia, that's as part of the new nobility. Sophisticated innocence and innocent sophistication. You see it in Bina, we see it in Jill, right,
Yeah.
Bina? We see that innocent sophistication or sophisticated innocence, the combination of the two together. They can coexist. One doesn't need to cancel out the other. In superiority paradigm, you lose your innocence when you get sophisticated, because sophistication in superiority paradigm basically means becoming a bully and a dominant and all this, nasty and sarcastic and God knows what all. Yeah, horrible. No, you don't need to do that. You can keep that innocence, that joy, that lust for life, that eagerness, that enthusiasm, that excitement of living. You can keep that. And that becomes your sophistication. You can
Yeah.
develop discernment and have that innocent joy of life, right? You can be a sophisticated noob, bear in mind. All right, so this and the AI is very, very, very humble too. It says, keep in mind that this interpretation is based on limited context. For more accurate understanding, I can recommend exploring Syl Sabastian's writing. Yes, there's plenty of it around there. All right, we got a minute or two. By
Go for it.
embracing moreness, individuals may
Yes.
be inspired to seek deeper understandings and meaning. We read that already.
Yeah.
The slide duplicated here. Connect with moreness friends. That sounds wonderful. Connecting with like-minded individuals who share the spirit of moreness can be truly uplifting. And then it just says, you can connect on Zoom and all this. And then it goes into talking about the Ask Biella book, and it explains how Biella utilizes moreness, which was really, really potent, right?
Yes.
And it talks about like practical philosophy. Yeah, you got to be practical. You got to be practical. So moreness isn't just pie in the sky. It's practical. It's a practical philosophy. Yeah, very important.
Ooh.
Very important. Very important.
Exactly.
Yeah. Alternative
Exactly.
solutions, personal growth.
Exactly. Yes.
All the holes have been filled in this. Most times you look at personal philosophies, or especially idealistic cultures, they have a lot of holes in there. People say, yeah, but this has that been filled. Yeah. All right. We'll leave it there. Bina, anything to go before we go quickly?
Just want to say that because Syl's way of elucidating thing is very abstract also, because it gives you, and he provides you a bigger picture of it. But we can locally apply it and have something. Moreness in just very simple words, of course, it is giving you and exploring your own moreness in terms of your own skills, if your possibilities, abilities, your potential in every aspect of your life, having more than what you are expecting and what you are aware of. This is what moreness is, and exploring moreness for me, because it gives me something which I never had in even the slightest idea that I could ever do that. And I'm doing this without especially focusing on that. So moreness is not just about the abstract, it's very local, it's very specific, it is very personal and intimate also. And it goes from the very scratch, like your writing skills, to the maximum. So yes, and thank you so much, sir, for sharing. And thank you so much, Jill, for just
Thank
being
you
here
so
with
much.
all the spoil and
I
everything.
appreciate it. I'm glad it worked out. So sorry we had an issue before, but thank you guys
so
so much for being
No
here.
problem.
And tell us one more time how we can reach you.
Oh, it's okay.
Nobelia.org/connect. Very easy.
Beautiful. Thank you guys so much for dealing with my cold. You have a great day, and we'll talk next week.
Get better, Jill.
Thank you. I will. Bye-bye.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.